Go. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Thank God it's Friday, right? I heard, I know that some of you are probably saying that today. Um, so, so I did this thing, right? Okay. I actually wrote a letter to a TV show, Naked and Afraid. So it's one of my favorite shows that I love to watch. Um, I mentioned on Wednesday that I was not comfortable with the way the producers handled a situation in an earlier season. And I saw the replay. It was from season 5, episode 9, the rerun of a team with Julio and Tawny. So this is what I sent to the producers. This is what I wrote. Okay. So first, let me be clear. I am a fan of Naked and that a contestant was filmed expressing his self-harm thoughts and potential harm to others. And there was no notice to the 6.2 million viewers that if they were having a similar experience, that there are resources available, such as the National Helpline. My name is Tracey Pacheco Medeiros, and I am a suicide attempt survivor. I have also experienced other forms of self-harm, such as cutting. As an advocate, author, trainer, I do my small part to educate and support other attempt survivors, those who experience any level of suicidal crisis, and their emotionally impacted family and close friends. The single most important thing we stress is how important it is to maintain a discriminatory safe haven for those who are struggling. I happened to see the replay of this original episode recently. Talk saves lives, silence kills. I absolutely applaud the production team for encouraging Julio to talk about the darkness that he was experiencing. I'm not clear if that was his partner's idea or the producer's, but it was exactly the right thing to do. However, Tawny's uninformed and insensitive remarks later were everything we educate families not to do. I appreciate her fear. I do. However, her dismissive and presidential sorry. I know how to say I know how to write it out, but I don't know how to say it. Dismissive and prejudicial criticism that she expected him to be stronger because he was a man could not be more harmful. She perpetuated the stigma and ridicule against men who express mental health concerns. I sincerely hope there was a follow-up to Julio after the show was broadcast. That kind of negative and discriminatory reaction is what shuts people down from breaking the silence and seeking help from some people will die. And that's true. And at the very least, the broadcast had the opportunity to add support information. It did not, but it still can for replays. It was well documented that this program draws millions of viewers when current, and then those who may see it in a replay. An opportunity to help educate many and offer support to even more was and is still being lost. And what message did Tawny's criticisms leave on your 18 to 49-year-old male audience? Again, I recognize the producers did not make those comments, but some form of disclaimer and adding supportive language would have been a better choice than silence. Self-harm and suicide Self-harm, suicide are serious public health concerns. I know how it feels to be judged and marginalized. There is an opportunity to make a positive difference. I hope you will take it. I respectfully request that you add some form of disclaimer or support to that episode. The crisis text line, you type connect to 741-741, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255, and then in parentheses, where it's supposed to be 8255 is also talk. And then I said thank you. So that was the letter that I wrote. So now I need to be honest and tell you that I want them to respond. I do. However, my friend, the no fun lady, suggested that the point was to write the letter, not about if they write back. What is important is that I expressed my concerns. I mean, that sounds great, right? Sure. But I would prefer they respond and do something. That's my goal. That's my hope. At least acknowledge what I sent to them. Anyways, So what about you? Do you speak up? And I know that we always stress that our voices do matter, and they do. I also feel that it's important for us to support each other and acknowledge that someone's voice was heard. So if those of us who have struggled with suicidal thinking or other public health issues like anxiety, depression, self-harm, etc., right, don't speak up and share our lived experiences, then how can we give hope to others? That things can get better, that the quality of life can improve. I often share that as an attempt survivor. It was hearing a loss survivor share her story that helped me, to better understand exactly what happens to the family after a suicide loss. Many of us believe we are the burden to the family, and they would be better off without us. That is not true. As I found out, and I was grateful that I was willing to listen to Rosie share her story. It saved my life. Really, it did. Because every time I have suicidal thinking, I hear her voice and her story. I feel like it's embedded in my head. So thank you, Rosie. I hope that Julio gets the help that he needs. It took a lot of courage to speak up on national TV. A few years ago, while in the middle of a suicide prevention conference, I experienced those dark thoughts. I was able to write it on a short note and pass it to Anne-Marie. We need to have that safe haven. That person that we can say anything to and know that we won't be judged or even locked up. And I do understand that some of us do need to be locked up. I get it. There is a point where we just can't help that person. But then there's also a piece where if we're just discussing, suicidal thoughts, then we really don't need to be locked up. We just need to talk about them. We need to express what's going on with us, and just get it out. Maybe sometimes, we feel a little better. We all need to help others safely break their silence. and get the support that they need to live life fully. And sometimes that's hard work, but we do it. So there you have it, right? All of this, right, from watching Naked and Afraid. I mean, that's awesome, isn't it? I have Kevin, just saying. So I hope you have a good weekend. You know, I'm doing another motorcycle run with my friends, the Boston Wounded Vet Run. I'm looking forward to that. You know, to a day of soul care on the road and in the wind with great people, great friends. I couldn't be more happier to join them on this run. It's to benefit the veterans. So that's all for now, folks. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got today. All right, so I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you and have a good day and take care. Enjoy yourself. Be safe.